What up? What up? Your eyes aren't playing tricks on you. It's Say Hey with your boy Pimp Slap P.O.D. ready to get this baseball money today. It's going to be a great show. Got our guy Daby Cab rolling on through as well. I'm trying to get situated here. The camera did not want to work first thing this morning, so I can't blame it. It's Sunday morning. It's 11 a.m. Eastern. But here we are, Pub Sports Radio. Shout out to all you guys rocking with us here. Hit that thumbs up button if you're just getting in. Justin McKelvey's up in the house, and he's the first commenter out there with the Stacks play of the day is on the Dallas Mavericks team total over 103.5. Appreciate you, Justin. Appreciate AOD, says Stacks. There's Morgan Spooner. He likes the Cleveland Guardians money line -11 and the what's that? The Pissy Cheerios play of the day. Kansas City Royals. The Pissy Cheerios play of the day is a new one for me. I have not seen that thus far. He is 2-2 with the Pissy Cheerios play of the day. That is Morgan Spooner and the Kansas City Royals money line. Thanks for all you do, Jose. Well, how about F. Jose? Thanks, Pimp Slap, for what you do here. We're ready to roll today, you guys. We've had a busy weekend, but I am excited to share with you guys the plays that we have on deck for the day. Professor Chris is in the house. It's beautiful morning to ya, bros. It's an early morning. It was a late night, and it's an early morning. Joey Harp says, good morning, all, and best of luck. JG Funk in the house is LFG, and there's my guy, JPZ. What up, motherfuckers? Let's go, JPZ. Nut Flush Allen says, morning, boys and girls. Silent Rob says, Helga's new man. Is that me? Is that me? Am I that one? Jason Torres in the house. Good to see you. Kenny Woods says, what up, Mike and Daby and the PSR gang? And good thing that alarm wasn't to start wake me up because we'd be 3 minutes late. Wine Time Sports. Rocco Rogers up in the house. Kelly McInnes. Not flush says JPZ Smurfs team total over was easy. Professor Chris. Anyone else wager close to 300 units this year so far? Professor Chris, you must be new here. I think I wagered 600 units this week, my guy. Let's go. Wine Time Sports. Let's get that money. Jose Bouquet says, good luck, Mikey. Appreciate you, Jose Bouquet. Hope the move goes well. Get rid of them raccoons and get yourself to some safety out there. I think those things are rabbit. I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure. Let's go. Gerald Jones says, good morning, Pubbin, low bag fan, best bet. Cincinnati Reds +105 for our guy, Gerald Jones in the house. Nutflush Allen says, at Wine Time, sorry you have to go through these years of watching those L.A. Angels so bad. They sure are. Ron Lofton in the house says, gentlemen, Justin McKelvey. Mike, how you not hungover? Definitely a late night last night. Oh, man. I don't know if it's hungover or just still rolling. My guy, Justin, still rolling is what I'll call it there. Eddie Zafra in the house. Eddie Zafra. Abel A says Dodgers can lose anytime to the Pirates as long as they beat the Yankees. Kelly McKinnon says, figured you would be putting up the wrestling video I sent to you, Jose. And Subhuman Gotcha says, what up, Pubbers? And there's Daby Cat. Daby, what up?
Man, I am not excited dealing with power issues out here in Texas. They've got to figure their power grid shit out. But regardless, we were here. I was going to do it from a car with you guys. I was going to show up no matter what. Thank God I didn't have to do it from the car because that would mean I would be on my phone and I wouldn't have my computer with my information. So we are in a good place. I'm back here with my information and I'm ready to fire away, man. We're going to take some shots today.
Shots indeed. I took some shots last night. I'm going to take some more shots this morning, but I'll probably wait till after the show is done before I start doing more shots. Daby Cap. It was a rough night last night. It was a long, late night.
Good long night, though, right? Cashing a bunch of tickets on the horse stream and everything. And I know you probably.
Of course. The only problem I had is the Edmonton Oilers, not getting the job done. But that's okay. We don't need to talk about that one. Daby, we got a game underway already. I don't know if you knew this or not, but the boys are playing in London. I'm sure you knew that. But the Phillies are up 1-0 on the Mets right now. Taijuan Walker. 4 strikeouts through 4 innings. Probably a little less than they would desire out of this guy, but they are about to go to the bottom of the 4th. Do you have any action on that game? Anything you're looking at live? Anything you want to try to get in there on while we're talking about this show?
I just noticed Ron said, Daby, nice call and lean yesterday. Padres team total over was easy. Man, I didn't even get to check that game yet because that came on after. They got 13 last night. I'm just now seeing this. I want to see one other thing. Hold on. Motherfucker. And of course, Alvarez went 4 for 3 last night too. Okay, there you go. So you would have cashed both of the 2 plays that I didn't make, and you would have cashed the Phillies if you went with the one I did make. Would you ask me if I had any bets on this Phillies game?
Yeah, any action in the Phillies game?
No, I took the Phillies first 5 yesterday. I didn't bet today's game. First game I'm going to look at today is going to be that Texas and Rangers game. Did I just say Texas and Rangers? Texas and Giants game. Jesus Christ.
It sounds like we're working out of the same playbook. Up all night or up early to rock and roll today for you guys. So that's what you get with us here. I was looking to see, look at all these videos that are loaded in this, this archive that is the loaded.
Oh, nice. Look, we got it. Yeah. How do you
betting with the back? I was trying to find this one right here. That's the one I was looking for.
No, you were looking for that one.
I know it's your least favorite, but I do not have today. I took the under yesterday in and it was sweaty. It was a sweaty game out there in London. What do we see years out there in London, but yet here we are 1-0 in yesterday's game. Sweaty under, but did go under as well. So I don't know what's going on with that. But speaking of that Texas and San Francisco game, let's get this one on the deck here. Let's find the
Who is Keaton Wynn? He's been throwing, but I haven't really paid much attention to him. I'm glad to see Evaldi back. Evaldi looked pretty good in his first start back last game, but this Keaton Wynn guy, let's see. Keaton Wynn, this is his second year. He's thrown in 9 games this season, a 6.17 ERA and 42 1/3 innings pitched. He has a 3-6 record with a 1.30 whip. He has given up 40 hits in his 42 innings pitched, 29 runs, all 29 of them earned. Last year, he looked about the same, threw in 9 innings, 4.68 ERA, 42 1/3 innings pitched. I don't know much about this Keaton Wynn guy, if I'm being completely honest. I have not seen him pitch.
We have 67% of the bets, 65% of the cash on the Texas Rangers. I wouldn't say that the line is moving. It's kind of stabilizing. So it went from -162 to -160. But on the other side of things, the San Francisco Giants went from +136 to +148. Then we see a total with 88% of the bets and 84% of the cash on the over. Yet it's fallen. It's dropped a half a run. What do you make of that? What do you think's going on here? Are we going to see this guy deal? Are we going to see this up-and-comer and win with the 6.17 ERA, 3-6 on the season, go out there and shove?
I think really it's just the fact that we don't know what to get out of this Rangers lineup. I mean, Seager, they're trying to keep him off the IL, so they haven't put him on the IL yet, but I still don't think he'll be back in the lineup. I know he wasn't back in the lineup yesterday. And even with Seager in the lineup, I watch these Rangers every day. I would not feel comfortable taking any consideration of an over with this team right now.
Yeah, I was thinking the same. Also, their lack of consistency against right-handed pitching and the Seager being out of the lineup spot leads me over to them San Francisco Giants. If you fade the Rangers going back to 2021 against right-handed pitchers, you're 146-88. So they're currently on a little 6-4 run, kind of a little middle of the road situation. But nonetheless, I think it's a great San Francisco Giants. But I know we got to go with the unknown here in this pitcher, but I am a fan of Evaldi. Of any of the guys that come to the bump for Texas, he's probably the guy that I would lean on the most. I'm going to stay away from the first 5, but I am going to jump in and start with this San Francisco Giants team. So far this series, it's been pretty profitable for me. Best number I see right now, +148 over there at Caesars, and starting to come down now. Back down 136s, 135s, starting to move against the original opening number. Kind of tells me that there is that sharper money, that early money kind of coming in on Texas, but the later money now moving this line towards San Francisco. So I'm not going to back win. I'm not getting into win from a first 5 perspective. I like to double dip these games, Daby, as you know. But San Fran, for me, I'll take the +148. What do you think?
Good. Tell you what, hitters props aren't necessarily hard. You cash Rob. Goddamn. You cash RBI props all the time, and I cash total bases. I have success with Alvarez and certain people. I'm sitting here looking through some of these hitters because, I told myself today I might, have a little smaller unit for players props and fire away on several of them. I'd like to grab Nathaniel Lowe over 1.5 total bases, or maybe 1.5 hits plus runs and RBIs. Let me see what his juice is on that, because he's hitting a little further down in the lineup, so I might be able to get that.
I am a fan of Nathaniel Lowe.
Me too.
He's been good.
They were going back and forth on how to say it the other day on Betting with the Bag.
Is it Lowe? There's no back and forth. Lowe is low. The fuck?
Yeah, it's not Lau. It's low, for anybody who was wondering. Here we go. Nate Lowe. Let's see. Sorry, guys. I'm looking this up as we go. Okay. Oh, his total bases is at 0.5 at 200. Obviously, we're not doing that. So the hits, runs, RBIs will be in play. Beautiful. I love this. I love when I can bet this. I'm betting this right now on the show. First bet of the day. You can get in with it. I got Nathaniel Lowe over 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs at -110. And for transparency, I usually throw 250 on a bet. I'm throwing 150 on this right now because I'm probably going to have a few more of them today. If I'm being completely honest, I don't stick to a strict unit all the time, Mike. Sometimes I bet different amounts. Kind of what I feel like betting that day. It's more for me, instead of a unit, it's more like how much am I comfortable gambling that particular day.
Yeah, sometimes you wake up, you don't feel it. Sometimes you wake up, you do feel it, right? That's the difference there. Nutflesh says, at Mikey, do you have a confirmed lineup for San Francisco? Let me see what I have.
Actually, I'm not even going to tweet it out. Listen, I try and get my shit on Twitter, guys, but when we're doing a show and there's a game that starts, I may or may not get it up. Hopefully you're just in here. I'm on it if you're in here. So there you go.
There you go. Benefits of watching the show. I do have a confirmed lineup. Nutflush, Allen, Ramos, Bailey, Flores, Conforto, Estrada, Yastrzemski, Wisely, Schmidt, and Brooks. Not a lot of experience against Eovaldi across that lineup other than Yastrzemski. But nonetheless, I'm rolling. That makes me nervous when Nutflush Allen says that, because I feel like he knows a little something about these lineups. And
he knows that San Francisco Giant team pretty intimately.
I would say that is more than a fair assessment. Let's move on. Let's roll on to game number 2 on the MLB lineup here. 1:35 p.m. Eastern. The Atlanta Braves, the Washington Nationals. I think this is the 1-800-GAMBLER game, Daby. Hurston Waldrop and DJ Hurst. I got one rule of thumb. One rule of thumb that I've lived by pretty much my entire life. I don't bet on guys named Hurston.
I tell you what, Hers, don't bet on guys named Hers. I got you. You're not a big fan of betting on Dylan's?
No, I try to stick, DJ Hers, Hurston. I don't know what's going on. This line opened up at -230. It's down to -165 for the Atlanta Braves. 72% of the bets and 70% of the cash are betting on Hurston Waldrop. Then we move at the total. 8.5 has moved to 9.5. 59% of the bets and 58% of the cash have backed this over. Daby Cab, first glance, I look at these two pitchers and I think to myself, who the fuck are these guys? This game's got to sail over the number, but I'm governed by one general principle, and when this line has moved a full run, I go the other direction. I'm on the under 9.5 in this game. Full game, though. Again, it's a situation kind of like we talked about with Eovaldi versus the unknown in the San Francisco Giants. I don't want to get behind these guys as much as I want to just look at the team metrics. I want to look at what's going on from a depth perspective, the bullpens, and the consistency or lack thereof in hitting. The last game these two played was yesterday, 7-3. The Nats have been beating up these Braves right now. They are not the Bravos of yesteryear. What do you think about this game?
You're braver than me, man. I don't bet pitchers' first starts in the majors. I don't care what they've been doing in the minors. It's just not something that I do. If I do bet it, I take, a look at the other side's team total. Shout out to Nutflush. He asked what I could get for the – well, that can't be right. Hold on. He asked what I could get for the Atlanta Braves team total. Showing 4.5 at even money. I thought it would be a lot more than that. I'm getting 4.5 at even money, Nutflush, which means something.
Jesus, something I see 5.5. Wow.
Yeah. Okay. I thought this was something wrong. Let me reload this really quick. Hold on. It's got to be 5.5, right? Yeah.
as far as this Braves game is concerned, when the line is less than a plus 160 for the Braves, meaning they're not a median to a heavy dog, they are 32-9-1 to the under this season. So
I'm not going to waste any more time with people's time, Mike. I'm not betting a game with the starting pitcher that I don't know. I just can't do it.
Yeah. At first, I was going to call the gambling hotline, but I know what happens. They'll just put me on hold. So since I'll be waiting, I might as well take the under. 1:35 p.m. Minnesota Twins.
Hey, how about everybody in the chat do Mike and me a favor and run this video up. Let's make this a very, very watched Say Hey plays. But the only way we can do that is with you guys. So go hit the retweet button, share it, get everybody in here for us. Help us out. Hit the like button. Let's go. My energy's coming up. I'll get there as this goes on.
I think I know what needs to get my energy up there, and Kelly McInnes is on the right way. He says, fuck, this Georgia pie is yummy. Shout out to you, Kelly McInnes. Getting that Georgia pie in. How about that, Daby Cat?
I could use some of that right now. I got some THC diamonds in there. I'm not going to dab on camera, but as soon as we're done, I'm going to take me a fat dab. That'll set me up just right.
I know exactly what those diamonds will do. Shout out to Joseph Alvarado. Says, what up, pimp players and ladies layers? Vamos, I get this paperwork. Let's go, my guy. Happy Chicago Day to you. Go get that Chi-Town money. Minnesota Twins, Pittsburgh Pirates. Bailey Uber has been a fucking scrub. And Jared Jones on the Pittsburgh Pirates side of things here. Pirates open up at minus 116. We have 74% of the bets, 64% of the cash on the Pirates. This is a frozen line. This line has not moved either way. We look at the total. It has started to creep up. We have 86% of the bets and 76% of the cash on the over. It's gone from 8 to 8.5. Daby Cab. We have Bailey Uber, 4.93 ERA, 5-4 season. The young stud that is Jared Jones, 3.25 ERA, 4-5 on the season. You know, before we even dive into this game, I feel like these young guys have a great opportunity in the first couple, but once there's some tape on them, it's regression city. Now that we're in this kind of middle half of the Major League Baseball season, I feel like we're going to start to see that across the board. I don't know that applies to this game, Daby, but Pirates have been shutting down this Minnesota Twins bats here. 3-0 first game of the series, 4-0 second game of the series. Both have been unders. What say you about
I didn't realize Jared Jones was one of those guys that can hit 101 also. These Pirates have some young fucking cannons in their starting rotation, man. I don't know. Jones can bring it, but you said it. It's timing, Mike. I don't care if you throw 105 miles an hour. It does not matter. If the ball is flat, a major league pitcher is going to time it. Look at what happened with Ohtani and Skeens in that. When he blew away Ohtani with 3 straight fastballs in that first at bat, it blew up Twitter everywhere you looked. Oh, look, Skeens overpowers Ohtani. And what'd you see 20 minutes later? The very next at bat, Ohtani hits a home run dead center, literally to the deepest part of the park as far as you can hit a baseball. Ohtani hit a baseball. And it's timing. It's timing. So, yeah, I think these pitchers, these younger pitchers that rely on power, they're due up for their time this second time around. I tell you what, though, I don't know if this is the time where the Pirates are due up, though. I just don't trust the Twins, Mike. I don't trust Bailey Ober. And, you know, Jones is coming off that performance against the Dodgers where he was great. And at home this season, his ERA is under 2 or right at about 2. So he's been, you know, great. He's had 8 quality starts this season. He's got 76 strikeouts and under 70 innings of work. So he's got great swing and miss stuff. I'd have to look Pirates first 5 if I was going to bet this. Don't want to mess with that shitty bullpen. Don't want to look full game. I think I would take the Pirates first 5 if I bet this.
Yeah, this is a straight up pass for me. Uber's an over. Whenever I bet this guy, it seems like he sails over the number with that 4.93 ERA. You can kind of validate that. But we got back-to-back shutouts with these two teams. And I'm not in the market of laying minus 115 on a guy like Jared Jones. Now, he might go out there and shove and be the fucking second coming. I'm just not getting into it. And it's a pass game for me as well. So we'll take it right off the radar. Now, I did benefit from both unders these first 2 games of the series, but just feels to me like this is an opportunity where they are due for that over. And I just don't want to mess with it. I don't want to get involved with it, but I will get involved with our next game here.
Oh, yeah.
Let me move that out of the way. Cleveland Guardians, Miami Marlins. This is another one that was kind of a perplexing spot for me when I first looked at it. We'll talk a little bit about that, but let's get through the splits. The splits are concerned here. We've got a minus 106 opening line for the Cleveland Guardians. They've moved to minus 112. A little bit of difference with me in the opening lines is I want the first number that hits the street. The absolute opening number from any book anywhere. I want that number as I correlate these splits. That's been one of the most successful factors for me when it comes to using the cash flow splits, because a lot of books will handicap the handicap, if that makes sense. They'll handicap how the market's moving based on, or how the cash is coming in based on that initial opening line. I don't want the handicap of the handicap. I don't want a copy of a copy. Give me the minus 106. It's now moved to minus 112. 64% of the bets and 98% of the cash on these Guardians. And the total, almost a reverse line situation here, Daby. We've gone from 8.5s. There are some 8s out there. 77% of the bets, 78% of the cash on the over. Trevor Rogers, 5.68 ERA, 1-7 on the season. Cookie Monster, Cookie Carrasco, 5.66, 2-5. Before we even get in, Daby, what is your favorite kind of cookie? If you had to have one cookie for the rest of your life, what would it be?
It's just like pizza, bro. I don't give a fuck if people judge me. I just want pepperoni pizza and I just want a chocolate chip cookie. All right.
Chocolate chip.
There ain't nothing wrong with it.
Have you ever had a snickerdoodle cookie?
Yeah, I have. They're good. I mean, they're good, but it's like I'm not gonna ask somebody for a fucking snickerdoodle. That's about it. That's like having a nickname fucking cookie in the first place. I got balls between my legs, Mike. So I
just wanted to hear you say snickerdoodle. That checks the box for me. Let's talk about this game though. Here we've got, we look at this Guardians team and kind of surprised to see him go down there. And they blasted the Miami yesterday with an 8-0 win, but I was on Cleveland in that first game, and Phil the Kill says, never request a snickerdoodle as a grown man.
That's what I'm saying, Phil. I got balls between my legs. I don't ask for those.
This Guardians team was a win one, lose one type of team, though. 1-1 against Kansas City, now 1-1 against these Marlins. Is Trevor Rogers the guy? I'll tell you this, Daby. Fading Trevor Rogers is 32-7 thus far. This guy is just not a winner, but here's where I struggle. I want to hear what you have to say about this one, because I'm not a Cookie Carrasco guy either. I believe that,
both these guys suck.
Yeah, it seems to me like this is an over opportunity for this game here. Both these pitchers kind of struggle. I'm going to isolate this one to the first 5, I think is the case here. But let's hear it. What do you think about this game? Any plays?
No kumbaya. If anybody's followed you and I, they know we'll say whatever we want to each other. But I'm in the exact same spot. I like the first 5 over here. Everybody always talks about Patrick Corbin Day, and we had fucking Keuchel Day back a couple of years ago. God, I miss him. Nick Martinez is another one for me who I fade every chance I get. Trevor Rogers is on that list. He's been on my list. Last year I faded him. This year I fade him. Whether it's taking the other team's side or taking a total when you have somebody like Carrasco on the mound. Today you have somebody like Carrasco on the mound, so it's a total. I like the first 5 over here also, 100%.
Yeah, the over 4.5, best number you can get out there right now is minus 110. There are some steam moves, though. Minus 113, minus 114, minus 115s are out there as well. So shop around. The best number is 4.5, minus 110, but I expect to see runs in this game. Especially coming off a shutout. It seems to me like teams that come off that shutout are more than likely to go out there and produce that following game. Just a zigzag there. You're not going to keep them on ice forever. Although we saw that the Minnesota Twins have been on ice what seems like forever. So there we go. The first 5 over 4.5. Daby Cabanai, a little show consensus here to open things up. Cleveland, Miami, first 5. We're expecting to see the old stand and bang factor there. Onward and upward, we've got this Baltimore Orioles, Tampa Bay Rays spot there. Daby, I'll say this. I was fortunate to cash with Baltimore yesterday, both the first 5 and the full game. This line is on the move in the Baltimore O's road favorite direction. They went from minus 136 to minus 139. 79% of the bets, 94% of the cash are on the O's. And we see a total that's on the move as well. 7.5 has moved to 8. So we have some 8s out there now. Slight Slight shade to the under, so it's not a full true move to 8. It's still minus 103 on the 8. 91% of the bets and 92% of the cash. We've got Lytle, 3.56 ERA, and it's G-Rod day out there for Baltimore with a 3.28 ERA. I'm not a big guy when it comes to the starting pitching record, simply because they're not out there hitting. They can't control what the rest of the staff does for them. But 6-2 for Rodriguez tells me at least you can count on him to open the game up and get his job done. It's what the rest of the team does behind him, and they seem to find runs as well. Again, Baltimore won yesterday. They got the job done out there against this Tampa Bay team, and they are on a little 2-game winning streak here. Looking at this Tampa team, though, Tampa gunned down Miami. Miami struggled against Texas, I believe, before that as well, but does Baltimore stay hot? Do you think this AL East battle is much to do about nothing, and Tampa is just the inferior team? What do you think?
Tampa Bay is not a good baseball team. Yeah, I mean, that's what you just said. And Grayson Rodriguez is not somebody that I'm not trying to catch a fallen knife with Tampa Bay and Grayson Rodriguez on the mound because, look, he's already gone. He's got, extensive numbers. Not only that, in his most recent meeting, he held him to 8 scoreless innings. You look at what Arozarena's done. He struck out 4 times and only 7 ABs against him. Diaz has 3 strikeouts and only 9 ABs. I don't see any reason why he's not successful here. Rance in the chat said it. I'm not scared of this Tampa Bay lineup, whatever. It's a weak lineup. They're averaging almost 9 strikeouts per game. They rank 26th in total bases. They're bad. I don't know how else to say it. They're bad. Now, if you wanted to maybe look at it under, Littell does have decent number in his career starts against the Orioles. But he gave up 11 hits when he faced them back in May and, was able to just kind of tightrope and tiptoe around it. You look at, Mike said it, you don't look at the record, right? You want to look at like whip. You want to look at certain things like that. If he's given up that many hits in a game, 11 hits in a game, his whip was through the roof. He just managed to get out of that without giving up, the big inning or something like that. And with this Baltimore offense, first in total bases going against this Tampa Bay offense that's 26 in total bases. Look, minus 136 might be a lot of juice, but if you really want to bet this, just take the Orioles on the money line, honestly.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. I'm going to stay off this game, being that I just cashed the other day with Baltimore. What I am looking for, though, is I'm looking for Baltimore to win this game. And then, surprisingly enough, this is only the third of a 4-game series. So they still have a game again tomorrow. I say surprisingly enough because I thought Sunday was pack it up and get out of town day. But apparently they're going to roll back again tomorrow. What I would look for in this case here is because it's the home team, I like to get on those teams that are looking to face the sweep. I don't expect the home team to get swept. So if Baltimore wins this game today, I'll be all in on Tampa Bay tomorrow just because that home team factor not getting swept in that spot. So I think that's a good look. But for today, no play. And I'm fine with that. I think there's enough action on the card that we don't need to go kind of thread the needle when it comes down to it. And I don't want to be a part of the Lytle factory here, if you will.
I've already made 2 bets, Mike. That's like double my usual through 3 games. So we're good.
We're going to get moving. You're going to get a nice card today. I think we're going to get a nice payday. Baseball's been pretty good thus far this season. How about yourself?
If I give a year to date right now, I am literally sitting at 0.86 units right now in the season.
Hey. In the black, though, right? I mean, anytime in the black is a better spot to be.
It took yesterday's win to get there, but yes, we are there. So,
nice.
Yeah.
Well, I know Seager has not helped along the way early in the season. Some Seager misfires.
He didn't early, and then I won 4 in a row with him. And then last game, he would have cashed it. He had 1 hit in the second inning, and he pulled his hamstring. So it is what it is.
The damn hammy.
Yeah.
Here we go. The Chicago Cubs. We have Shota Imanaga on the bump at 5-1. Cincinnati Reds, Frankie Soft Toss Montas, as Jimmy the Bag calls him. And, Daby, speaking of these young pitchers that have really excelled here, if it wasn't for Shota kind of missing that rotation with that rain game and then coming in and throwing up a stinker, this guy could be potentially 6-0 and rolling away with the division. But the Cubs have opened up as a small road favorite, minus 134. Only 48% of the bet. So it's pretty much a coin flip as far as how the public's betting this thing. Some majority not majority, but there's a good population that like the Reds. 64% of the cash, however, are on the Cubs. The totals move from 8.5 to 9, 76% of the bets and 74% of the cash. Tori Coker says Cubs -1 for Tori Coker. Ron Laughlin's on the first 5, under 4.5 in this game. And when you look at these two pitchers, we talk about soft toss, Montas, 4.0 ERA. Shota Imanaga, I like saying Shota Imanaga, at 1.88 ERA. Jay Peasy says the Imanaga honeymoon is over. He did bounce back after that suspect start. And, what say you here? What do you think? We have a Shota day, or do we see the Reds, who are currently steamrolling everybody, getting hot at the right time? What do you think?
I don't. There's a very few things that I don't do. Everybody's different. I don't bet on teams like the White Sox. I don't do it. I don't give a fuck what the numbers say. I'm not betting on the White Sox. Okay. It's just not going to happen. And I'm not going against a team that's won 7 games in a row, right? You can put anybody you want on the mound for the Cubs. The Reds have won 7 games in a row. And these two teams are telling you a different story right now. Okay. We're still not to the middle part of the season even yet. So I know that we've got a lot of baseball yet left, but the Cubs started off the season hot, and it seems like they do it every year. They start off hot, they give you a little bit of hope, and then right around this time of the season, you realize this team sucks. They're under 500 baseball team. They're not good. And the Reds are doing the same thing they did last year. They kind of started off slow this season. We expected maybe a little bounce back with the young players. Started off slow. They weren't really doing well. And now they've won 7 in a row. And both of these teams, if you look, they're sitting right around 500. I think this game would put the Cubs back at 500. And if the Reds win, I think they're 1 game below 500. I like the Reds' momentum. I like the Reds' team better. I like what the Reds got going. I do not like Frankie Montas, so I'm not going to bet this game.
Yeah. I'm going to go with the old reliable hitter's ballpark here. And, Frankie Montas, to me, he's the guy, do I want to pick a side? I think Montas is more than capable of getting smoked. But Imanaga, 12 total runs his last 2 starts. So he's certainly capable of going out there and getting touched up as well. This is an over spot for me here. I'm not going to get into that first 5, although I do think there's good value on the first 5 over. You can catch a plus money price tag on that first 5 over, but I'm going to go to this one and see some runs. I think that's exactly where we go with these two pitchers. The surprise would be if Imanaga goes out there and continues to shove, but this thing's moved from 8.5 to 9 for a reason. I think that is the right movement. The 9 is -110. That's where I will be with this game. Nutflush Allen says that was 7-2-1 with over in Cubs games.
He said the Reds have put up 59 runs in the last 9. Now I know they were in Coors Field, which is what he just said, but still, Coors Field or not, 59 runs in 9 games is outstanding. I think that, I guess the Reds team total, because I'm not backing Montas, so I guess the Reds team total is where I'd have to look in this game.
It's funny because I'm not a big team total guy, so I love when we can kind of talk about these games together because it opens my eyes to looking at the possible consideration of getting it done. The Reds, though, the team total is 3.5. Now it's juiced as fuck. It's -148. But the Cubs at -125 on the over 4.5 almost seems like the books are expecting to see Montas get banged up and the Cubs to excel in this game with Imanaga.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what I think too. The only reason I'm not betting the Reds is because I don't want to take a team that's won, or I don't want to go against a team that's won 7 in a row.
I fully agree. I'm not trying to get in front of that bus either. Let's roll on. Let's talk about this one. I am officially on the Cubs over 9, so I've got 4 plays on the card. We got ourselves one here. How about this one? We got Skubal rolling there. Tarek Skubal, 7-1 on the season. The Milwaukee Brewers and Bryce Wilson. This line opened up as a -166. We have no essential movement here. It's both sides have kind of stabilized. We have 73% of the bets on Detroit Tigers. We have 70% of the cash, though, on the Milwaukee Brewers. You guys know the deal. We look at the bets, typically percentage of bets. That makes up the soup. That's the public. That's the $5 better. That's the parlay better. That's the teaser betters. That's the prop betters. The public typically sits in the percentage of bets. The percentage of cash typically ends up being the sharper money. The guy with the backpack of cash that comes in and says, I want to put 10 dimes on said team. Then we try to look at between the public and the sharps. What does Vegas say? And at this point here, it's a coin flip on both sides. The public likes the Tigers. The sharps seem to like the Brewers. The line hasn't moved, but the total has from 7.5 to 8 with 78% of the bets and 76% of the cash. Daby, I'm going to go on record and say I hate both these teams.
I think there's a bet here, Mike. I think
let's hear it.
there is. I think that there's a bet here, and people are not going to like to hear this. But what about the plus a half a run in the first 5 innings with Milwaukee? I know Skubal is Skubal, and I know everybody likes to back him. I know he's 7-1. I know he's the strikeout king. But I just don't like this Tigers team. And I think the Brewers keep this game close. And I don't see any reason why we can't have a 1-1 or a 2-2 game at the end of the first 5. I'm going to look into it a little bit more while you keep going over these numbers, but I might take that first 5.
So we see that the Tigers got blasted game number 1. It was 10-0. They got smacked 5-4. Still a high-scoring affair. I'll give you guys this one here. Home favorites, game 3 of a series when they've lost the previous 2. Home favorites. Now, this isn't Tampa Bay because Tampa Bay is in the dog roll against Baltimore. They have lost the previous 2. But the home favorite, game 3 of a series when they lost the previous 2 are 148 and 69. Say these Detroit Tigers to get the job done. The 3-1-3. And the question is, can they represent? Phil the Kill says the Tigers are a letdown factory. I agree. And, I'm surprised the Brewers, the consistency with the Brewers here. Shout out to Joe T. I know he's a big Brewers guy, and his first 5 in full games have cashed almighty. The Brewers ran into kind of that buzzsaw that was the Phillies. Lower scoring, they were able to keep the runs down, but still couldn't find a way to get the wins. Now they're taking it out on these Tigers here. I'm kind of with you, though. I kind of want to lean a fading Skubal, but I see these numbers, and I just think to myself here, I'll tell you what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to lay a minus 1.5 with the fucking Tigers. Not going to do it. Not in that business.
It's like going against the Reds, man. It just don't feel right. Like when I say it out loud, taking that half a run in the first 5, like I'm telling you, and this is going to sound stupid, but when a bet just clicks, it's like, yeah, that's it. This one kind of just clicks. Like that first 5 half a run sounds good with the Brewers here. But God damn it, man. Skubal has a .88 ERA. Do I really want to go against somebody with a .88 ERA? Like, come on.
I always think too about that bounce back, especially after getting touched up twice, but more runs that previous game. Although, now Skubal, there's a lot of ways to look at these pitching matchups and kind of who's the best guy in the till is the one going against the one. Skubal, though, against Wilson seems like the better side of the matchup, but how do you fade the Brewers? I like what you're looking at there. You can get a plus 110 on the Brewers plus a half.
Plus money on the plus a half. And again, Skubal is Skubal. And if he goes through 5 innings and there's no runs on the Brewers side of the board, nobody's going to blink an eye. But guess what? If the Tigers don't have any runs, nobody's going to blink an eye either. I mean, and that's the whole bit to it, right? Like the Tigers can't score. So you're getting a half a run with the team that can't score. I simply see value in it no matter who's on the mound.
Well, Torrey Coker likes the first 3 under. Markel took the Brew Crew first 5 money line. I like that move. I like the money line. Normally speaking, and I'm sure everybody's a little bit different here, but the fact that you can get the plus a half at plus 110 just kind of hedges away from that push because, there's some great value out there at a plus 160 on the first 5, but, don't be afraid to take that plus a half as well. Maybe it's a little sprinkle, break the unit up, take the plus 160 for the big score.
I don't know why that made me laugh. Professor Chris said, that's right, Daby. They can't hit. And then he said, at least by my numbers. So your numbers are right. They can't hit. The Tigers suck at the plate. Hey, shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Trump supporter said, is a Nerfy a good bet here? Yeah, it could be. I don't think you're going to get what's the number at 8? I don't know what the juice. Let me know what the juice is on that bet. And I'll let you know what I think when you give me the juice. Nufflesh said he looks like a first 5 under. Yeah, I guess so. I would bet first 5 under or Brewers first 5 with the run line. So that's where we're at. We got just about 100 or just over 150 people, Mike. It's a good turnout here. Share the video, guys. Hit the like button. We still got a lot of action to cover. But see if we can get us up to 200, man. Fuck it. I'll do a giveaway with my own money. We get 200 people in here today. We will not run the horses because we can't do that. I will let Mike close his fucking eyes and pick somebody to give money to.
Well, you guys know the deal here. We're rocking. We're rolling. We're trying to give you guys that cash. And I'm just looking through this glorious archive of.
What do you think, Mike? Nerfy for minus 140. I'll tell you, Trump supporter. My cutoff is minus 130, and very rarely I'll go minus 135, but I try not to even do the minus 130.
I try to find a team that I've been hammering on the Oakland unders, Houston unders. Houston started the season off. They were like a 75% yes run first inning team, but everybody's due for regression. So those are the spots that I was looking to hit, but not this. Now I get it with Scooble. I mean, the question is going to be, are the Tigers going to be the team that goes out there and hits Bryce Wilson? That could happen. Scooble's probably going to go out there and shut him down. I mean, it's not a terrible bet. It's just not one that I want to make at this point. Not with
I'm telling
not
you,
with
man,
that number. It's got to be a little better.
That first five, man. I wish I had somebody a little bit more reliable than Wilson on the mound, and I'd bet it for sure.
Woo Rizza says it's plus 110 plus a half for a reason. Well, with that being said, Woo Rizza, why were the Nationals plus a half plus 110 yesterday in the first five? I mean, there was
it's plus a half plus 110 because it's Scooble on the mound. He's got a 0.88 ERA. I thought we already covered that.
Yeah. To me, that makes sense. That's why the number is there, and that's why you get the benefit of the cost, right? Plus the half, plus 110s. I love those spots. I like to try to capitalize. I'm not going to do it against Scooble. That's not my guy to go out there and get it with. JPC says Nerfy way too juicy now, unless it's part of a same game parlay. I can't do it. Kind of agree with that look as well. Can't quite get there for me on this side of things. It's going to be no play. I'll take.
I'm trying to tweet my Nate Lowe bet out for everyone and I'm going to tell everyone to join the chat too. That's not here.
I thought you were talking about your hang low for a minute there. I was like, whoa.
I mean, I do hang low, but I wouldn't talk about that with you, Mike.
I was going to say, I don't need to hear it. Tarek Scooble over 6.5 strikeouts is the number that's set there as well. I don't like taking the K props when they're at 6.5. For me, that's just a losing proposition. But the fact that it is 6.5 does suggest potentially that first five being a lower scoring inning as well. What I'm going to put on the side here? I'm going to put this. You guys are talking about the Nerfy. The numbers moved from 7.5 to 8. I'm just going to put a little side scratch here on the under 4.5. In fact, look at this. The under 4.5 at DraftKings is minus 130. The 4 is even money. The 4.5s are juiced as fuck though. Minus 145s, 146s now as well. Tells me this number is probably going to drop in the first five to a 4. I'm just not going to get
Is Seager out? I mean, I think he's out. I didn't confirm that. Do you have something that confirmed that? Relly Buns is asking if Seager's out. I'm pretty sure that he is, man, but I don't have confirmation on that.
Let me look at the lineup. Let me look.
If he's back in, man, I'm not jumping on him today, though. I'm getting my bet in, I've already got my bet in, but I'm posting my bet for anybody who's wondering. So sorry that we're taking just a second here. But I think you guys rather get these bets up. So that's what we're doing here. Let us know in the chat when you guys move on something too. Drop it so we can highlight it. I saw our guy Doug just said Red Sox -1, minus 125, 1.25 units. Go get it, Doug.
No Seager in the lineup. It's official. They have confirmed Simeon, Smith, Garcia, Lowe, Duran, Langford, Heim, Jankowski, and Tavares. No Seager in the lineup. Now you know.
There you go. All right, more action. Tune in right now with me and my guy Mikey Money. Sorry, I'm getting this tweet up.
Let's go. I bought this mouse the other day, and it is the biggest piece of shit. And I threw everything out, so I can't take it back. It's every time I start clicking on the damn thing, it doesn't work. The scroll bar doesn't work. It's like, what the fuck? I might as well be. Anyways, I digress, Daby Cab. You don't want to hear about my mouse incident. Let's
roll on.
Not that it was an incident, but let's see here. Our guy Jose was kind enough to put these graphics backstage for us, guys. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Daby said it. If you haven't done so already, show the support for us here. I'm trying to give you guys a different look here. I have not had the privilege of being one-on-one with Daby Cab talking MLB, and nobody does it better than Daby Cab. So it's a treat for me to be here today, Daby Cab.
It is a treat, man. I'm glad you recognize greatness. Shout out to you, Mike. And shout out to everybody in the chat. I saw our guy Barry Smith was talking shit to Jose. Jose ain't here today, Barry. I know you're always getting on Jose, but he ain't here today. I was looking through the chat trying to figure out if Jose was in the chat or something. He wasn't. Barry was just railing him anyways. So shout out to Barry. Shout out to T-Mac showing up also. Steve, all you guys, man. I love doing this with you guys.
Listen, the train's on the tracks. You can't change direction. It goes one way, and I appreciate that. If you want to rail on Jose, let's go ahead. Let's get it out there in the chat. Hard-working young man, but that doesn't mean he can't take a ball breaking at the same time.
Right. He's good at it too. He wears it on the chin and keeps moving.
Well, speaking of Jose, here's his Boston Red Sox. Zach Kelly on the bump. Sexy Flexy, Chris Flexen going for the White Sox. This line opened up at minus 164. It's getting pounded on, yet we have a reverse line movement alert. Reverse line movement alert. We need a little button to push for that. It opened at minus 164 in Boston. It's down to minus 144. 73% of the bets and 88% of the cash have hit on this Red Sox team, yet the line has dropped 20 full cents. Subtle movement on the White Sox side of things. The total is 67% of the bet, 69% of the cash on the over. That has not moved here. Look, big surprise factor for me. I wanted to take credit for inventing Nistrini Day, Daby. Nistrini, first 5 team total overs. But somehow the Red Sox fucked that up yesterday. Now the White Sox have won 2 of the last 3 against these Red Sox here. Which color of the Sox do you think get the job done here, white or red today?
Oh, I don't care what happened yesterday. I don't care if this was a 4-game series and the White Sox won the first 3 games. The White Sox are the worst team in baseball. It's that simple for me. They can't pitch, they can't hit, they don't have a good bullpen. As a team, they're hitting .219 at home right now. Okay, let's look at this a little more. They got Flexen on the mound, who has an 8 ERA during day games. Wow, that's good. Let's see. Let's look at more. He has a ERA of 6 in games that he's played at home. He got it down. He got it down 2 whole runs, which, that's a big significant dip. Too bad it only went from 6 to 8, right? I think Boston jumps on him here. I don't see how you bet. They're 2-11 when Flexen started these games. I get it. Minus 146 is not enough. Red Sox or pass.
Look at Morgan Spooner giving us a kind word. He says, you guys have chemistry on screen together. Appreciate that, man. Morgan Spooner. Steve G says, a half a unit in the black after 60 games doesn't pay the bills. No, it doesn't, Steve G, but we grind. We are grinders. And Rocco Rogers says, Devers, I say that wrong all the time. Devers is out. I wanted to get involved with this White Sox team here, but here's what I'm thinking. If I want to get involved with the White Sox, nice little plus money price, but I want to get paid for this opportunity handsomely. What I'm going to get involved with this game here, I'm going to kind of fade. I'm going to turn the plane into the storm. I'm going to embrace the turbulence. I'm going to take the White Sox and the under in this game. I'm going to do that little same game parlay that has been profitable. The White Sox and the under 8.5 is plus 360. Let me see what happens if I move that to 9. Plus 325. So yeah, White Sox and the under 9 for me. Let me get this one in here. Plus 325. Let me bet this real quick. Sorry, you guys. I gotta my money.
No, you're good. You're good. I'll respond to Steve G right now. The half a unit doesn't pay the bill. Motherfucker, I finished over 30 units in college basketball. Last season, I finished up 33 units in MLB. Yeah, I'm only up 0.86 units right now, but at least I'm transparent about it. I'm not going to be up 30 units every fucking season, even though I make it seem like I am. Sorry. We'll get there though. It'll come around. I promise.
Steve G,
suck my balls.
I will be up 100 units every month, and I've got a history of showing it, but not just Major League Baseball.
Anybody who's told me, Mike, in every sport since I started doing this is well over 100 units. So I'm not going to stress about being up half a unit right now.
So early in the season, first quarter of the season, some people don't even bet the first quarter of the season. They'll wait till this point where they can start making informed decisions about what's going on. JPC says, I want to get involved with the White Sox, something I haven't said this season. Yeah, I was disappointed with Nistrini yesterday. Doug says, thanks for the donation, Mikey. What am I donating?
To the White Sox, bro. What the fuck? I'm on his page.
Listen.
You don't bet the White Sox, the hell.
You know what? When I bet a fucking same game parlay with a side and a total, it cashes. That's fact. write that down in the fucking book. Somebody asked me if we skipped the Nationals game. Johnny C in the house says, Mikey, did you skip the Braves Nationals? We did not. I'm actually on the under 9.5 in that game. So 9.5 to the under for me in the Braves Nationals. I believe Daby was a pass on that one. That was basically a 1-800-GAMBLER opportunity. So I am taking the under in that game, though. But let's move on and let's keep it rolling. This game here gave us a little detour, and I'm basically of the fuck Boston attitude here today across the board. How about that? Including tonight with this Mavericks Boston Celtics spot. But nonetheless, Seattle, Kansas City, Jorge Kirby on the bump. Cole Ragans, Kansas City, Daby Cab. This line opened up at -112, has moved to -135. Heavy betting action coming in on the Royals. 77% of the bets, 85% of the cash. And the total does not have that same movement here. We've got 83% of the bets, 80% of the cash on the over. Yet it has got some sevens out there in the market. And this is an interesting spot. Does Cole Ragans shove, do you think, here? What say you about how this game goes down?
Man, I love this Kansas City baseball team. I've been saying it since early on in the year when everybody was saying, oh, they expect them to turn around. They expect them to turn around. No, listen, they're young. All right. When you got teams that are older or that don't have, the right pieces, yeah, I get it. They're going to cool off. KC is young. I don't see any reason why they cool off. I think this team keeps rolling. And you look at Seattle, they're hitting 202 as a team in day games. So they don't hit well in day games. You look at how they handle left-handed pitchers. They're hitting 223 as a team against left-handed pitchers. They're just not a high-scoring ball club. Seattle, they rely on that starting pitching rotation. They've got a great starting pitching rotation. It's the reason why they're in first place in division. But they still can't score runs. And, if you look at what KC did, they came back in that first game. We talked about it yesterday, but they were down, 7-0 or 8-0 in that first game against Seattle, came all the way back to get a 10-9 win. I like the Royals here. I mean, they're good at home. They're 23-10 at home, straight up at home. They're hitting 275 at home. They're scoring 5.6 runs per game at home. And Kirby hasn't on the road. I know George Kirby's a great pitcher. He's proved it to me, so I don't have to see it. But if you look at what he's done on the road this season, he's got a 5.35 ERA. He's given up 8 home runs and only 7 starts, so that's more than 1 long ball per game. Royals. I think you got to look Royals here or pass. You've got a little bit of familiarity here too with some of these hitters. Bobby Witt is 3 for 6 with 2 doubles. Velasquez is 3 for 6 with a home run. I like the Royals here. Royals or pass. Consider maybe taking some Witt props.
I am with you entirely. This is a double dipper for me. This is Kansas City first 5, Kansas City full game. I'll tell you what. Cole Ragans, right? This guy is on fire right now. Clearly, you said it. You nailed it. 1.13 ERA his last 4 starts. 2.63 ERA his last 8 starts. So he's only getting better right now. He's on the right trend or the trajectory there. His FIP right now, 2.26. On the way, on the move. He's got a 29.4% strikeout rate. Just seeing things very well when it comes to mowing guys down the plate. The Mariners, their offense has been inconsistent to say the least. Left-handed pitching, they're struggling with a 297 OBA. I like to look at the last couple of weeks, the last week or so of a subset here, but 2.97 OBA against lefties, not great. 2.8, though, it's even worse. So we got the pitching getting better over the last 4 games. The hitting for the Mariners getting worse. On top of that, Ragans' day games, his ERA is 1.02. He's 5.26 overnight game outings, so you got that benefit going for you. And the Royals kicking ass and taking names at home. To me, this is a great opportunity. They're 24-10 at home this season. Seattle's just 15-19. This might be my favorite spot here. I try to, we get asked it all the time. What's your favorite spot on the card? I think this one is. For me, it's the first 5. It's the full game opportunity with this Kansas City team. The first 5 right now, it's a little juicy at -140. That's not a big deal for me. I will eat that juice, and it's -135 in the full game. You want to get cute with it. You want to start to try to figure out a way to play maybe Kansas City first 5 and full game parlay option. That is an option that's out there. Let me just take a look at what that price tag looks like here. But it's a double dip opportunity want to back this Kansas City team. And shout out to everybody that keeps putting the score out there. I didn't see anybody say it's 3-3 in this Phillies-Mets game. Where the fuck are you guys?
Oh, shit. That's good for anybody betting the total if you're looking at an over. I love it when a game's tied whenever you're not getting a bunch of runs, especially with team totals, man. When you got a team total and it's so good.
The Pissy Cheerios play of the day is the Royals.
Pissy Cheerios, huh? Those sound good. Man, shout out to you guys in the chat. Yeah, I like the Royals also, like we said in this game. I don't see any other way to look at it. I pull up the props. I'll pull up the props later today because I want to have some more prop bets today. I think I'll release a card with all props. I've been starting to want to look at that. But Witt would be who I'm looking at here. Sometimes it's okay to be squaring props. They're the best players for a reason.
It's hip to be square, Daby. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Hey, shout out to our guy. Where was it? Dave in the chat. Dave McKenna. He said, "Give out both sides of the game, Daby, and then you won't have to worry about anything." I'm not going to read who he called out because I don't know who that is. It might be somebody. I don't know who that guy is. He might be somebody popular, so I'm not going to shit talk. But he said, "Give out both sides, and then you'll be all right." Sounds like a good strategy to me, man. If I give out both sides, I can't lose.
You're going to get fucking vigged to death.
I'm joking, dude. I would never do some shit like that.
I had a spot last night. Speaking of last night, shout out to my brother there, MMA Jeff, winning the Pub Sports Radio UFC contest again. I told y'all, don't fucking sleep on this guy. He goes out there, he calls these fights, he gets them right more often than he does not. And we talked about this last night because we caught a fighter both sides. I think we had plus 300 on both sides of the fight, and then it came down to it. And there you go, Swig Bets, F and JM Hockey 19. He got it done, but we ended up getting a live bet on both sides in the middle of the fight at plus 300. It was like, all right, doesn't even matter who wins this thing. It was just good cash either way. It went down, and it was good. It was fun to get the job done. So anyhow, I digress. I just wanted to give that little shout out there. Beating all you bitches up is my brother when it comes to the MMA. Getting her done out there. John Chase says, Jeff is a MMA Jeff is a damn gentleman. Well, he's not, but
well, he's not. That's funny. Oh shit, Mike, I gotta open the door. All right, 30 seconds, 22 seconds.
I'll tee it up for you guys here. But putting everybody on notice, it would have been me. I came out, we were horse racing in the afternoon yesterday with that glorious Pub Sports Radio stream with, Jimmy the Bag, razor sharp picks, and the gang out there rocking and rolling. And I missed getting the entry in on time. It's how time goes on Saturdays, particularly. You have all day to get it in, and then you look and you're like, oh shit, it started 20 minutes ago. So that was how it went for me yesterday. But I had to step aside so my brother could get the win. So be it. That's the way it goes. We got this Astros Angels game. We've moved on to what looks like the 4:00 slate now. Minus 148s, now minus 143s on this Astros team. It's gone 83% of the bets, 98% of the cash on the Stros. We have 68% of the bets and 69% of the cash on the over. This total is actually starting to show some eights in the marketplace out there. We've got Sandoval versus Verlander, and what an opportunity at that. What do we have going on here? What is that? I'm trying to pull the trends up for you guys. Daby Cab, welcome back.
I'm back.
We got ourselves a little Sandoval Verlander matchup here with these Stros and these Angels, and I struggle with this one because I was on the Angels the other day pretty hefty at a plus 140 price tag out there, thinking that the Stros were going to kind of struggle a little bit here, but I think we're starting to see the uptick. These Stros are on their way back here. 6-1 win yesterday, 7-1 win the day prior. And now we've got Sandoval versus Verlander on the bump. Is this just an auto play on Houston? What do you think about this game?
I think it is. And I think anybody who's paying attention to the numbers that I gave out on Jose and Jimmy's show are realizing that they weren't as crazy as everybody thought. About a week ago, I told everybody that when we hit, when they get to the 40 and 40 mark, or hold on, how do I say this? When the Angels get to 80 game, or God, I can't talk. Let's start over. Regroup. Fucking reset button right here real quick.
Reset.
Boom. We're going again. Okay. When the Astros hit their 80 game mark, I said that they would be at 500, which means they would be 40 and 40. which sounded crazy a week ago when I said it, but now they're sitting at 30-35. So now all they have to do is go 10-5 over their next 15 games, and they will be at 40-40. Yes, I think we're seeing the turn of the Astros. By that 80-game mark, I think they're at 500. And by the 100-game mark, I think they're comfortably over 500 and making a push back into the division. So that's where we're at. This is who the Astros are. They do it all the time. They start off slow, and then they come going, get going, whatever. Did better there. Astros are going. You take the Astros here or pass.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm on the Astros -1. I got a -120 line on that Astros -1. So Jay Peasy likes the Stros.
Hey, I'm going to bet that too. I'll be So for anybody who's wondering, Astros -1 at -120 sounds good to me. I'm on that also.
Yeah, you get the benefit here too of the road team. So you get not that we're trying to cover the run line, but if you're looking at the run line at -1.5 at +105, I think that's a reasonable number as well. It's something that, Debbie, I wasn't a big firm believer in. The run line being baked into the number. And, if you get the -1.5 for the home team, the bottom 9th inning, this and that you hear about all the time, but turns out that shit's true. It's about a 60% win rate for the team on the road to cover the run line. And I think that has to specifically do with them loss of the last 3 innings in the 9th inning, if that makes it. The last 3 outs in the 9th. I'm with you. Hit the reset button here. That being said, though, -1 for the Astros seems like a great spot. I want to fade Sandoval every chance I get. This Angels team is not hitting at this point either. The fade Patrick Sandoval spread 60-25, fading Patrick Sandoval. Fading the dog Angels against right-handed pitching, 97-40. And Sandoval is a dog of 130 or more. Fade his ass is 57-24. All great reasons to jump in there and take this Astros. -1 official for both Daby and I. We've aligned again, Daby. We have 2 plays that we have aligned on. We both like the over in the Cleveland game. First 5 over 4.5. We both like Houston -1.
You like the Royals too, right?
Oh, and the Royals. You're right. I missed that.
I didn't bet the Royals though. I hadn't bet this one either, but I'm telling everybody I'm going to bet this one. I'm betting this -1.
-1 on the books. Let's keep rolling, you guys. We still got some card left in us here. We've got Toronto and Oakland, and I would like to give a personal fuck you to Jimmy the Bag. A personal fuck you to Jimmy the Bag. Kevin Gausman, the son of a bitch. I was going to skip this game yesterday. Then we get on the horse racing stream, and he just starts shit-talking me about Gausman being on the plate. See, he shit-talked me so much that I had to bet it just because I wanted to be head-to-head with this guy. I mean, he drew it out of me. I had to go out there and bet it. And then Gausman just goes out there and shoves. And I'd also like to give a personal fuck you to Kevin Gausman while we're talking about it. That's a double fuck you. And with all due respect, I'll add that to it as well. This Blue Jays lineup, man. And then he takes the first 3 in the first 5. I end up on the first 5 in the full game. And in the 4th inning, well, they get the 1 run in, what was it, the first inning right off the gate. So he gets his first 3. In the 4th inning, I think they just peeled the Band-Aid off. And it was like 6-0, I think, after turn the game off, take the fucking out, and move on. Nonetheless, here we go. I don't know. Is this a bullpen game? It looks like here. -118 has moved to -124. The Blue Jays, 76% of the bets, 89% of the cash on them Jays. Then we got the total this month from 8.5 to 8. 55% of the bets and 55% of the cash on the over. We look at this thing here. We've got, what do we got? Spence with a 3.86 ERA. Francis, it reminds me of the movie Stripes, if you guys ever saw Stripes. 9.0 ERA. Daby, have you ever seen the movie Stripes?
No.
Jesus, that's a classic, man. I watched Strange Wilderness like 3 different times. You haven't seen Stripes once?
No, look at Brent saying Dab looks like he lost his dog. It's my fucking door. I need to go close it again. They've got people coming in and out, and I hate running off stream, so I'm trying to sit here. Stripes is about what? Racing?
No, Stripes is old school Dan, who's in it there? Why can't I think of his name offhand now? It doesn't matter. I can't.
I'm sorry. I have to do the door one last time. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're good. Lighten up, Frank. JG Funk knows. Lighten up, Francis. You know JG Funk. Why can't I think about who's the Bill Murray. Thank you, Rex12. Thank you. Rex12. Short-term memory is truly impaired when you smoke as much as I smoked last night. So that being said, military stripes. Like the flag, Dad. Absolutely, you guys. Bill Murray, Harold Ramis. There you go. JG Funk. Thank you. Thank you for getting it right for us. Bill Murray says Abel A. You guys know what I'm talking about. Mikey D in the house. He says Bill Murray. Yeah, I was blinking on that one there, but it's funny. It's funny. That was a great movie and worth a watch. If you haven't seen it yet, put it on your takeaway list. Maybe instead of watching this Toronto Blue Jays Oakland Athletics game, maybe you go watch Stripes out there. Steve Fennerbach says, Mike, what was your play in the Royals game? Money line or -1? I took the money line. I just went it was -135 for the full game. It was -140 for the first 5, but that's a spot where I'm going to pay up. I'm going to eat the juice because I like that spot. Like I said, I think that was my favorite spot across the card. Abel Ace's 80s movies. Yeah, that was a great one. That was a good one. That was lighten up, Francis. All right, we look at this one. We got Spence with that 3.86 ERA. Francis with the 9.0 ERA. We've seen, of course, I just talked about Gausman yesterday shoving, but this series is 1-1. I don't know that I can get there with this one. I got to be honest. I'm not excited about Francis. I'm not excited about the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays, for anybody that is keeping track at home, my favorite AL East team is the Toronto Blue Jays, You guys know I'm a Phillies guy, so the Phillies are my NL team. It's okay to have one in each conference, but or division in this case, but I'm not a believer in what they've got going on right now. I don't like anything about what they've got going on. Even they're hitting inconsistencies. You look across the board and, Guerrero, Bichette, Jansen, Verchot, Springer, they should be doing better than they are, and they're not, is what it comes down to me. It just seems like, I know Jimmy the Bag talks about it all the time. You got a bunch of second-generation pro ball players out there. They just don't give a shit. And I believe that. I see that across the board. At the same time, though, especially after watching the Oakland Athletics yesterday, I am the guy about yesterday and the last week does matter to me. I don't care what they did a month ago. I want to see what happened this past week. It was Bill Murray, Daby Cab. We talked Bill Murray, Stripes, young Bill Murray, classic. Harold Ramis in there as well.
Hey,
and Billy Eagle Flyer says, watch the deleted scene of Bill Murray humping the blonde by the fire pit in the bedroom. It's hilarious. I'll have to check it out. That's one of my favorites. I haven't seen that movie in forever and a day.
I tell you what, man.
That being said,
your second generation comment, Mike, is so true, man. I don't know if you guys remember Rafael Palmeiro. I played with his son, and he's not the only one, but I can tell you, second generation baseball players are assholes, bro. I don't know what it is.
Mitch Morber's got a little comment for you, and your strange wilderness. that is Daby's
favorite dick. Say my name one more time, I'll kick your nuts into your fucking chest or whatever he says. That movie is so funny, man.
Lee Davis said it, though. Entitlement. That's exactly what it is. No different than business. Second generation owners, they're a little different than the first there. They don't want to work as hard. They got there maybe because of the name on the back of the jersey and not so much the effort between the legs and the arms, if you will. So anyhow, I digress. It's a pass game for me. I'm not involved in this game. Fuck this game.
Yeah, I'm not in it either, man. I mean, it looks like tempting. Maybe you want to take the Blue Jays at -123. No, thanks. Fuck those teams.
Not for me. Phil the Kill says it's called living on Easy Street, Dad. That's second generation baseball players grew up rich. That they did. I know Jimmy the Bag was big on that take with these Blue Jays. I agree. I concur. Gerardo Hernandez in the house says, sup, fellas? Andrew G says, they already rich before they play in the bigs. I agree. Ron Lofton brings us into this next game, says, fade my Diamondbacks and keep making money. Back on Padres, team total over again. Here we go. This game here, the last 4:00 game on the slate today. This line opened up at -130 for the San Diego Padres. It's moved to -144. We have 81% of the bets and 93% of the cash on the Padres. Then we look at the total. It's gone from 8.5 to 8. So we have a reverse line movement alert. We have 75% of the bets, only 52% of the cash on the over. So pretty much a coin flip from the sharps betting perspective on the total. However, the public seems to love this over, and it is falling. Then we look at this one. Yeah, Kapansky. How could I forget John Candy being in there? Young John Candy, too, man. You got to go watch Stripes, Daby. That's it.
All right, I'll turn it on after this.
McGow, I think is, I don't even know how to say these guys' names. McGow for the Diamondbacks, 6.35 ERA, 1-3 on the season. Mazur at 1.5 for the Padres. I'll tell you this, Daby. I have had a fuck the Padres relationship as of late, and I'll define that for you as this. I played them multiple times against the LA Angels, and they lost. I played the Arizona first 5, the first game of the series. The Padres nut one up there to tie it up 3-3 at the end of the 5th inning. I pushed. I took an under the second game of the series thinking, well, the bats aren't going to stay hot. They went over. I can't get a fucking read on the series. 13-1 yesterday's game. They are 2-1 in the series. No sweep factor for the Diamondbacks here, but you have any action in this game? How are you thinking about getting paid?
Padres team total over, man. I was there game 1. I was there game 2. I was there yesterday. Padres destroy righties. They were struggling hitting coming into this. You've got another righty who's struggling. And it's only gone up. Padres are hitting over 370 over 270 on the season against righties. They're hitting over 300 against righties in the last 10 days. And this is a spot right here where we see the Padres. Hold on, let me pull this up. Sitting at 34-34. This is, get going. If you're going to get going right now. You're at a good spot. I like the Padres today. I'm not going to back somebody I don't know on the mound. So I'll take the Padres team total over. And I tell you what, I might get involved with Machado. I was just trying to pull up his props. I can't find his total base prop, which is what I wanted. But I tell you what I can find is an RBI for him at plus 130.
I like it. Machado, RBI, plus 130. Why not? Why not in the spot where you expect San Diego to put some runs on the board there? The rookie-ness of a pitcher out there. I think we missed a game, though. I did realize as I'm looking over my action that we did miss a spot. We're going to take a quick backpedal here. Let me just see if Jose didn't put a graphic together for it. I like that San Diego first 5, or the team total, rather. I think I'm going to take that. I think I'm going to take that with the San Diego first 5 team total over, too.
Hell yeah. I would take the first 5. I don't have it, but I'm on full game.
Colorado Rockies, St. Louis Cardinals. That was the spot at 2:15. 2:15 p.m. here. A quick back pedal to get to this game before we talk about the nightcap here. I'll give you guys short and sweet here. Minus 190 now, minus 170 for the St. Louis Cardinals. 88% of the bets, 94% of the cash on the Cardinals. We look at the total, 68% of the bets, 64% of the cash. Slight movement, 8.5's out there, but just short and sweet to the point for me on this one, Daby, since we took a big step back there. I'm on the under 8.5. I got it at minus 115. There's minus 118s, minus 122s, and now there's 8s out there. I'd be okay with the 8 if you had to. I know it's Palante and Block. I get Block, but Block plays better at home. He's definitely a home pitcher out there. Now they're on the road in St. Louis. I don't like either of these pitching matchups as much as I just think the inconsistency of the bats is where I want to be with this game here. Looking back at it and what happened yesterday, clearly, 6-5, 8-5 the day before that, 3-2 the first game of the series as well. So the Cardinals have been getting handled by the Rockies as of late. I expect the bats to stay cold for St. Louis today, and I'm on that under 8.5. I don't know if you had any play in that game or not.
No, I was about to say, I don't have a bet in this fucking Cardinals-Rockies game. I'm glad you win it. You do. That's good. Everybody got action in it if they want it, but anybody who follows me knows damn well I'm not betting the Rockies and the fucking Cardinals.
I didn't want this. I specifically looked at that game after the Colorado spots, and I thought, I don't want the side. I just want to get involved with a lower scoring game here. Let's go. Doug says, I cashed my Dodgers 2 days in a row, but he agrees with whomever it was out there. JG Funk says, the Great Outdoors. Have you seen The Great Outdoors, Daby Cat?
No.
You haven't seen The Great Outdoors?
Bro, you're asking me about movies that are like from the fucking 70s and 80s and 90s.
It's how comedy was developed, my guy. Come on.
In the 70s? Comedy was made in the 70s? I don't know
without The Great Outdoors.
Uh-huh.
Dude.
Well, speaking of great outdoors, we have the best game on the slate, save for the night game here. Yankees and the Dodgers. Where is that?
Fantastic segue. 60. I can't believe you haven't seen The Great Outdoors. What the fuck? Minus 134 has moved to minus 130. Slight movement, if any. 61% of the bets, 24% of the cash on the Dodgers. Dodgers.
What did he do with graphics for everything but the best game on the board?
Literally, this one in that Cards game. A total starts at 8.5, moved to 7.5. We have 83% of the bets, 80% of the cash on the under in this game, Daddy Cab. And we have Keel with a 1.82, 8-1 record on the season. It's remarkable what that young feller has done. Then we see Glass now on the other side with a 2.93 and 6-4. What a spot here we got with this thing here. The Dodgers got absolutely shithoused by the Pittsburgh Pirates. They go into Yankee Stadium and they are shithousing the Yankees. They are just disrespecting them. They're having their way with their ladies. They're not flushing the toilet or leaving the seat down when they're done. It's 2-1 the first game of the series. It's 11-3 the second game of the series. Now we got the Yankees at home, some significant movement. What do you think about this game here? The big Sunday night special, 7:10 p.m. Are you a leave the seat down guy when you're done?
This is like one of those games where it's like, I want to bet it. You've got two outstanding pitchers on the mound. You've got two of the best teams in baseball. But how do you bet it? Like, how do you bet this game? Like, I guess there's value in the props if you want to look at your player props. Obviously, you could maybe look at an under, but I don't really want to take an under 7.5 with these two lineups. What a great game. How the fuck do I bet it? That's my question.
Phil the Kill, it's not a silent movie. Phil the Kill, your homework assignment is to go out there and watch both The Great Outdoors and Stripes. Those are two movies that I'm going to ask you to have to watch to come back and give us a book report on them, Phil the Kill. We'll give you a special to talk about what you saw from those movies.
I think the chat got it. Swig Bet said no run in first inning. That's my only angle. My dude said Nerfy. There you go. Because I look at this shit and I'm like, how do I bet this? But then again, I don't really fucking want to go through Judge right now in a Nerfy. That scares the shit out of me.
Jeffrey Morrissey, I'll get you guys going. Here's the deal for me. It's almost a absolute. When the line has moved a full run, you go the other way. It's almost an absolute. I haven't officially pulled the trigger on this over yet. So to be determined. But I'll tell you, earlier this week, Jimmy the Bag was talking a little bit about CLV. And some guys have that opinion like, hey, I got the CLV, so my job's done. No, your job is to win the fucking game. Only people that talk about CLV are the guys that are losing bets. They want to go celebrate that they were the first loser to get their bet made. And I believe in this case, when you get that 4.5 in the first 5 and it's moved to 3.5, you're going to sit around showing everybody the ticket, talking about how you beat the line. And then you end up getting beaten. This fucking game ends up going over. I think that's what we see here. Sunday night special. I know it's Sunday night, the propensity for these games to go on the under, but to me, it does feel like the over opportunity. This thing's moved 3.5 in the first 5 hasn't moved, but the full game going from 8.5 to 7.5 tells me that it's probably the early relievers to the bullpen that get touched up in this game here. I think we end up seeing this over. I'd lean to the over for now. No official play for me on this game. I would lean to the Yankees too. I think that, how can they continue to get busted up like this? His performance at home, he's phenomenal. You can catch the Yankees at a plus 112. The Juan Soto news seems to have really disrupted this lineup at best in being out of this thing here now. Stan, the boys are going to have to step up. They have stepped up. This should be a lot of fun. It's going to be a great Sunday night game. Too bad we got the NBA tonight because this would be an absolute game to go isolate and hammer away on.
Too bad we got the NBA tonight. Go Mavericks. Come on, Mavericks. Bring some fucking life back to Dallas with you guys. I want something to meet you guys with next week. And that's a good segue. Any of you guys that can come into Dallas next week or anybody who's in Dallas, we will be there for Game 4 on Friday. So if you can meet us at American Airlines Center, you do not have to have a ticket to the game. Meet us at American Airlines Center. There's a big screen outside that we can watch. There's bars right there. Anybody that can get to Dallas, we want to kick it with you guys in Dallas next week.
Well, let's rock. Daby Cab, that is the show for everybody today. I'm glad that some of you guys agree with the Stripes concept. And then, of course, Jay Peasy says, I don't know what CLV is. Is that a pharmacy? No, Jay Peasy, that is what losing bettors talk about. There's CLV that they got out there.
I know exactly who it is. It sings the song Don't Go Chasing Waterfalls, right? Is that it? No, TLC. I was close. TLC, CLV, same thing. I was close.
JPZ says Sunday Night Baseball, Yankees on the verge of getting swept. This will be playoff baseball. I anticipate a boring game, to be honest. But you guys, that being said here, we'll give a quick recap of the plays. Daby, you want to tell them what you're on?
Yeah, for sure. The Nathaniel Lowe, Nate Lowe, over 1.5 total bases. It's -110. I'm going to be on the Astros -1, and then the Padres team total over 4, -110. There were a few other things that I want to look at. Those are the 3 that I bet. Okay. Those are the 3 that I bet. I want to look at Kansas City. I'm interested in Kansas City. And then there's a couple other props that I'm interested in, but those 3 I've bet so far.
And I got you guys here. We've got the San Francisco Giants +148, the Nats game under 9.5, the Cleveland first 5 over 4.5, trying to take advantage of the Cookie Carrasco.
I'm on that too. I'm going to go bet that first 5 over 4.5 right there.
I'm on the Cubs over 9, the White Sox and the under 9 at +325. I double dip Kansas City first 5 and the full game. Houston -1 and the under 8.5 in the St. Louis Cardinals Colorado Rockies game. Not going to pull the trigger on this Milwaukee first half +0.5. I do like the look quite a bit, but I'm just not going to get there. And I might go back and add the San Diego team total over. I think that's a good look as well. So, Daby Cab, we got there. We took our time getting there, but we got there. And you guys, the deal here was Sunday night Pub Sports Radio. We're going to be hosting that NBA Game 2 live bet stream there. The crew will be assembled and ready to roll. We're going to start there, 8 p.m. start. We got the goods here tonight. Dallas Mavericks, Boston Celtics. We'll be watching as we wait for the start that LA Dodgers Yankees game, but then we will get rocking on the NBA. So make sure you guys roll back around and let's check that stuff out and get after that cash. Daby Cab, tell them what you got going on.
Man, that's about it tonight. Tune in. Oh, tomorrow, Medicate Monday comes up tomorrow. We're starting the show with the horse race. All you got to do is hit the retweet button on the Pub Sports Radio X account, and you're in the horse. Got to retweet Medicate Monday. So tomorrow, if you want to get in the horse race, show up and go retweet it. That's all you got to do. We'll be here tomorrow. Thank you guys in the chat. Leave us some comments. Hit the like button. This is the first time Mike and I got to do it just us, and I loved it. If you guys want more of this, let us know. Leave a comment. Leave a like. Let's get paid today, Mikey.
Appreciate everybody rocking. Let's get paid indeed. Joey Harb, Abel A., Brent Cook, Justin McKelvey, David Wallace, Tori Coker, Ron Lofton in the house. You guys are great. Without you guys, we don't do anything. So we appreciate everybody rocking with us today. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button and let us know when you're cashing on these plays that we talked about today. We appreciate you guys as always. We'll see you later tonight with the live stream. Daby, thank you for coming in today. I know you had back-to-back spots here, so I appreciate you coming in, hanging with me today. I always enjoy spending time together. Medicate Monday is going to be a ton of fun. It always is. And we'll see you guys again later today. Pub Sports Radio, live NBA Betcast. Till then, stay cashing.